Hello, my sofa squad. How are you, everybody? Let me just fix my little camera. Hello, sofa squad. I hope everybody is doing wonderful and well out there. Let me just make sure everything's clicking into place over here. I'm gonna just pause that right here. There we go. Now, let me just say this for everybody who's just joining and those who might be watching on the old replay. These are the live chats, so I do stop and say hello. We kind of hang out, we do our thing, we talk about. Today we got a bunch of headlines to go over, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, there's several things to discuss on this damn thing today. Okay, so there's a lot of those. I will be making a condensed version of probably just specifically the Lori Dabo one to put on the main channel because a lot of people for that case follow me over there. So I'll do like a very quick condensed one about that one. Just to make it easier for people because I know some people don't like the live chat thing, yada yada yada. So if you're just here for that and you want to see it in that kind of condensed version, wait for the video. It'll be a couple of days. It won't be long because I do have a few things we'll talk about today in the video, obviously, amongst other things, because I do have several things to say about that, clearly. Which is more like, about her laughing, her looks, the ring, and things like that. So anyways, that's that. And don't forget to check out my other main channel and this one. Make sure you're subscribed to both of them. And also, everybody, give Emily a warm welcome, our lovely sofa mod for the Sofa Squad. I hope everybody's been doing well. Again, I apologize. I'm using my laptop camera now. Riddle me this. So my other thing's broken. I went to Best Buy. I was like, I want to get this thing. I want the picture to look like it does when I use my Canon camera. And he was like, well, what kind of Canon camera do you have? And I was like, the M50. And he was like, well, you can use it as your thing, as your whatever you call it. And so I was like, and I have to download a program and get a cord, and I haven't done it yet because I just end up going live when I can over here like this, and so I haven't done it yet. So, anyways, sorry the picture's crappy. Anyways, let me jump over here and see who else in the chat room, and then we'll start dishing on this damn sofa. Hey, Gail Kelly, I hope you're okay. Lynette, what's going on, girl? Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Big Mel's World. I'm glad you've made it to a live over here. I've been trying to make it a 1-2 for a while. There's our lovely Emily again. Hey, Cutting, how's it going, girl? Hey, Alexa. Hey, Medea. Now, listen, there's been some damn Chinese food talk up in here earlier, and I'm damn hungry now. I've been grazing all night long. Hey, Cement World. I almost called you Cement World. I was reading two different things at one time. Hello, Cement Shoes. Hey, Helen, I hope you're doing well. Hey, Chris. And Chris, two different Chris's, two different spellings. Hey, Lori. Hey, Big Mouse. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Honey Pie. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Coffee Cats. Who else? Hey, Jenny. How's it going? Let's see who else is in here. Hey, Allie. All the early birds. Tina. Be kind. I hope you're enjoying your football game. I get it. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Erna. Y'all, I hope y'all are doing well. I have missed you, Sofa Squad. It has been a crazy, what week, okay? So this is much needed. Now here's how we do the little live chats over here. As you see, I like to say hello, catch up with the damn squad. And so I have opened up a bunch of tabs of articles that I want to go to. Now we're going to do the Lori one a little bit different. And we're going to do it first because I know that people are going to be like, oh my God. So we're going to talk about that first. What we're going to do is this. And my other screen where I edit my videos, I have some clips that I'm going to use to make like a pre-recorded video. Now that people are in here and stuff too, so just let you know, I'm going to do like a very quick pre-recorded video to put in the main channel because a lot of people follow me on that channel for the Lori Dabo chat, all that case over there. So I know some people don't like, the live chat thing, whatever, so I'll put it over there. So what I'm going to do here in a second, and let me make sure it's pulled up the correct thing. Please hold. Y'all, I can't. So let's do this first. Let's read through a little article real quick about the actual thing. So let me go over here. I'm going to share the screen and make sure you're seeing the same thing I am. And then we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to look at some of the, what do you call it? The clips of what I would call inappropriate behavior for what's the context of the given situation, which is what we know it to be. So let me press share screen. And where is it? Share. They ask you to punch in a whole bunch of stuff here to get a share screen. So just bear with me. Chrome tab. Judge to decide whether grand jury. Okay. Now, as always with this stuff, y'all know here, but I just have to give my disclaimer. I'm not no damn lawyer. Y'all know we got Scott for that. We got the hidden crime or Lori Helis and all them. We got all them for that, y'all. We're just here to dish and read these articles and talk about it. So this is not, I'm not giving a professional take on this stuff here. So, just know that, okay. So judge to decide whether grand jury should clarify Vallow Daybell charges. Okay. So let's just kind of go through this or whatever. So, the judge is going to decide whether a grand jury needs to reconvene and clarify the language in the criminal indictment against Lori. During an hour-long hearing Tuesday, Daybell smiled. She laughed and appeared relaxed, wearing a gray shirt and black dress pants. We're going to get into the superficial part here in a minute after we get through the business part, because I got a lot to say about that and ask questions to the squad. Her defense team argues that to charges the 2 counts of the indictment are confusing and could lead to problems. And then we're quoting here, "I've been practicing law for 20 years, and this particular charge baffled me," her defense attorney said. "We don't want to do this again and have an appeals court say they couldn't make heads or tails of what's going on with this." I mean, I'm going to have to say, I want I's dotted and T's crossed, so she ain't never walking out myself. Okay, Daybell's defense team said 2 of the counts listed in the indictment are complicated because they each include 2 separate allegations: conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. Her attorneys asked the judge to reconvene a grand jury to deliberate and amend the indictment so the alleged crimes are separated. Okay, so a couple of things. Let's just stop there real quick. And we're just going to talk in like layman terms and common sense kind of stuff here. So for me, I'm like this. I'm like, well, of course they're going to want to do that because it's so confusing. They want to like separate any kind of level of finding her guilty of one, but not the other. You know what I'm saying? To be like, well, this is confusing. Well, the deception part, we got this. So let's throw it all in there. Now, again, for me, I'm like this. I'm like, you know what? I want I's, like I said, I's dotted, T's crossed. Whatever is going to ensure that they guilty verdict, and there's nothing to be brought back on this. You know what I'm saying? So if that means doing this, I feel bad that this continually is getting dragged out for the families, for the family members who we've all come to know, right, through YouTube and the media and just being on here and talking to them and getting to know them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, I hate that they're being pulled through this. And then with each of these also, well, we'll get to that because I'm segueing myself into my talk about Lori's behavior. With each of these hearings that we end up seeing, it's just they have to be subjected, the public, the families, all this, to this type of behavior that we see. Anyways. Let's continue. The conspiracy to commit murder and the conspiracy to commit grand theft are 2 separate conspiracies, Thomas said. We believe it would be confusing to a jury to be able to figure out what elements were met, when the elements were met, and to what extent the elements were met. Now, I would say this on that level, just like that little thing, conspiracy to commit murder and conspiracy to commit grand theft, those are 2 pretty big separate things to me. Now, here's another thing, too. I'm like, if it was like conspiracy to commit 2 different types of theft, okay, maybe so. That we're talking about 2 very different crimes, so I'll give them that. Now Rob Wood was like, no. He said the state fundamentally disagrees that it will be confusing to a jury. Wood said, we believe the charges are linked and aren't completely separate. We believe the jury will find that they, Chad and Lori, agreed to commit those 2 crimes. Wood said the grand jury was not confused when it issued the indictment in May 2021 and doesn't believe having the 2 charges on 1 count is an issue. These are charges based on evidence provided to the grand jury. They didn't have a problem with it. So if they found it, we can put it in front of the trial jury, Wood argued. Where are we? Judge Steve Boyce didn't make a decision. He said he will issue a written order. A sealed hearing regarding other matters was then held out of public view. As Daybell left the courthouse, she smiled and did not respond to questions from East Idaho. We're going to watch the clip and talk about it in a minute. And as we know now, Chad Daybell wasn't there, which, I mean, y'all, we were dying over this, right? I mean, I wanted to see that so damn bad. But it just did not happen. So there's that. Now I'm going to stop sharing this screen right here. And now what we're going to do, ouch, and we're going to go over to my, where I edit stuff. And now we're just going to look at a few of the things and talk about them, a few of the clips from there. So, whew, go ahead and buckle those seatbelts up. I was getting, there's so many different things, comments. I think I saw somebody in here talking about a dog look. Yes, absolutely. I've seen Shih Tzu hairstyle thrown out there. Anybody get an I Dream, like not as beautiful as the I Dream of Jeannie woman was, but like that vibe that she's going for. I mean, I'm just kind of like, it's giving 70s. Well, you know, adult movie vibes. Okay, I didn't want to say it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just giving all that. Okay, let me share the screen. We're gonna watch this together. Okay, so hold on one second. Let's see, share screen. We want to share the screen and entire screen. We want to share a window this time. Okay, we want to share Filmora. Okay. Now we want to make sure that, you know, you are seeing the same thing that I am seeing. Yes, here we are. Okay. Now here we are. Okay. There's not any sound to it, but this is when she first comes in and she's just sitting here laughing and the giggling. Now she gets real serious here. Real serious, like she's trying to act like, you know, why, yes, you know, what is this book here we're talking about? I'm, you know, very interested in. Oh, yes, that was a funny little joke there. I mean, I can't get over the hair. What made her think this was a good idea to wear this? I don't know what that was. I have no idea. I think she just like ticked or something. She thinks she is on the red carpet. Now, hold on. This is what I'm talking about right here, y'all. Tell me, okay, I want to hear what y'all have to say, y'all. She has, well, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Let me go over here. What is this? What is this? And look, there's our guy right there. There's our guy. What is this? Can y'all see where I'm doing the mouse at when I do that? Can y'all see me moving the mouse when I do that? Oh, Derek Reynolds. Thank you, Derek, for the super chat. Y'all, if you remember Derek from what's that place called? Las Vegas, my friend Derek who comes to visit. That's Derek. He's up in the chat. Give him a warm welcome, y'all. So do we think it's a hair tie? Okay. Do we think there is significance of her putting it on her hand like that? Are we getting wedding ring vibes? What are y'all thinking about this? Because when I saw that, I was like, what? Like she's made a jailhouse ring or something. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh my God. Lori trolling with her jailhouse ring. I mean, a DIY ring. She got a honey bun ring. She got a honey bun ring. She traded 2 soups and a honey bun for that damn ring. I mean, but do y'all think I mean, because when I saw that, I was like, that's her. She's very intentional. She loves the attention. To me, I was like, oh, that's her telling us, like, I mean, I'm good. Unless she found her a new man behind bars. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that she's, I think she's all up in it still. Okay, let me just read some of your comments. Her ring is huge. Chad must really love her. She put a fake red wing as a sign to Chad. He apparently is watching it. Yep. I think the ring is her tactic to send a message to Chad. She said, yep. Yeah, I love laughing at myself. Hey, Heather Feather, what's going on? I think she's going for the Charlotte. I wanted her lawyer too. I know Denise, right? Well, or at least and to put her hair maybe a little bit more business-like. Yeah, man. Nah, she still looks crazy. Her hair is kind of like 12-year-old from the 90s. With the black hair. Nate has a close-up photo of it. I just think I mean, my gosh. That part sent me. I was just like, I don't know what I'm watching. Okay, so hold on. Let's go back over here. Now there's more. I'm sorry. We just had to pause that. No, notice too how whispery she is in his ear. Also, I don't know if I saved this part, but notice how close she is, and almost, I mean, she's giving flirtatious, and at one point when this is over, she kind of like backs away. She slides over, like, see him. She's like, yeah, see, yeah, and y'all, in this shot, doesn't the other lawyer look like Alec Murdoch, like before he lost all the weight when he got into all the trouble he's in now? See, she's giggling. She's doing her Lori thing with him. See, now she's like moved over, but I did edit some out. She's like, okay. And look at this little number she's wearing. Like, where did she get this from? Okay, now, oh, hey, thank you, Izzy Day. I appreciate it. Um, okay, now let's watch Nate's little thing of her leaving the damn courthouse, okay? Please hold. Like she's in on the red carpet. The camera's flashing. She loves every second of this, and it absolutely is disgusting. I love how Nate has followed her all over the country and the world, like everywhere. Okay, that's it. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, let me come back over here. Let's just leave it there for a second. Let's sulk in that. I mean, but I just, it's that, I mean, she has me tongue tied. She has me tongue tied. Diane says she's just another, hold on, Diana, I'm sorry. Diana says she's just another Diane Downs, none more deserving of the death penalty, in my opinion. I mean, and that's the thing. And you know what else is weird? So I was finishing up my Diane Downs video today. Maybe that's why I'm so in tune to this or whatever. And so it's so similar, just this, like, it comes out in some different ways, right? But like where Diane like had all, because we haven't really heard, well, recently at least, you know how like Diane was like giving all these interviews and all this crazy stuff, and we haven't really heard anything from Lori, like in the context that we did from what do you call it, we haven't heard anything from Lori that we did like Diane Downs, right? Oh, thank you, Lynette. I appreciate it. Thank you. But in that context, but it's like it comes out in the same way, like the level of loving this attention. I mean, this is like the epitome of negative attention, right? Like, I mean, the epitome of it. And to be up there laughing and giggling, and it's like, I'm sitting here and it's like, pardon me. I understand that she's hold up. This is probably like, I'm getting out of my norm, whatever. The fact that there is no self-awareness to reel it in during this time, and that her lawyers are not telling her to, or maybe they are. Maybe they are telling her, don't laugh, don't smile like that. Like, don't sit here and look, like you're sitting at a bar having a drink yakking it up after work or something. You know what I'm saying? That part just baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. Um, and Jenny says, "Hey, let Lori put on a show. I'm sure the jury will see every move." 100%. And here's the other thing that's interesting too, Jenny, and I 100% agree with you. Um, oh, it's a wrap. If this when and if this finally makes it to trial, right? And this kind of stuff is going on in the courtroom. I mean, really? I mean, seriously, her lawyers have to be like, "Oh my God," you know, they don't already have. I mean, it's bad, y'all. Um, and see, yeah, KCL says, yeah, I want to think her lawyers would advise that smiley, laughy behavior, but like you say, maybe they've advised her. Oh, wait, hold on. Advised her against it, and she does it anyways. Because see, the one thing that makes me think that too is like, remember how like through the grapevine, all the stuff we were hearing, like the lawyers were going to visit her, and she's like, "No, I want to plead this or I want to do this." Like she was still kind of like, pardon me, going with this whole thing. So it's like one would only think like this behavior right here. I mean, look at that laugh on her face. I mean, this is a joke, right? The hairstyle alone. I'm just like, this is what I don't know how this works, and especially at trial, I'm sure they'll say you need to come and present yourself in this way. But this is like fun and frisky, teenage girl hair. You know what I'm saying? And not really of this day either. I think somebody back here or in the comments said something about a 90s 12-year-old girl hairstyle or whatever. And I mean, that's what it's giving, right? Um, the whole thing, the fake ring, the honey bun ring, the commissary ring, the whole thing. I'm just like, I can't. I can't. Maybe they can get Barry Cox's counsel. That Adelaide was saying it would be amusing. And I mean, and that's the thing that just this I my heart breaks for the families of the victims because, her behavior just baffles me. It's just that's what's such a pisser. In the same way that Diane Downs pisses me off. Like when I was watching that thing today, I can't wait for y'all to see that. I'm hoping it'll come out Monday or Tuesday, but it's going to be a sponsor video, so they have to approve it first. But it's going to be short because it was like the finishing part. I'm sorry to like switch gears here, but it was the finishing one of that older televised what do you call that thing when you go for parole hearing? Somebody found one of the Sofa Squad found the second part and sent it to me. And it's like her just talking about being paroled out, the potential of being paroled out to her mother and father, which clearly never happened, thank God. But you're just listening to her and you're like, this woman is delusional. You know what I'm saying? It's infuriating, and it's like, but Diane Downs in this video isn't laughing and giggling. She's crying through some of it. Well, in this one, all we see of Lori all the time is this happy-go-lucky. And then she's just sauntering out of the damn thing like it's, like she's proud of herself. But again, I think personality types like her, it doesn't matter that she's up here for these crimes that she's committed. And I have to wonder to myself, I'm like, at nighttime, when she lays her head down, her Shih Tzu head down on a pillow, is there some place in there that she think, does she think about, I'm making this up, but a moment at, say that was special to her with JJ and Tylee at Christmas time and think, my God, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? Like, does a human thought like that ever go through her mind? Those kind of things that to me make a person, right? Um, and I don't think they do, because I think if they did, I don't think you could be sitting here doing this. I just, and again, and I guess because too, when I see someone laughing like this, and granted, in my mind, when I see her, I immediately just think of JJ and Tylee. Like that's the first picture that comes to my mind. Now, obviously, I'm thinking of, Charles. I'm thinking of Tammy. I'm thinking of all these other people involved in this scenario with, with Chad, with Lori, with all this. But so I'm not trying to like sit here and what I'm getting at is I'm not negating that one person is more important than the other, but the children are the first that comes to my mind, right? So when I see her sitting there laughing, that's what's in my mind. So it's almost like in my mind she's laughing at them or laughing at the fact that she did what she did or that, even though she might be up there laughing at a joke that the lawyer said, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. It might not be directly that, but in my mind I interpret it as that because that's the mental imagery that I conjure. And so it's infuriating, right? And so then that's when I start thinking about these things. Where I'm just like, do you think about them? Pardon me. I mean, I don't know, so I don't know. Does she talk to, what is her son's name again? I can't believe I can't remember his name now. Um, uh, her son, her surviving son. I can't think of his name now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Drop it in the comments. Not JJ, her grown-up son. He's married. They have a kid. Colby, thank you. Does she even talk to him? And not even about the case, but like, remember when we went on that vacation? You know what I'm saying? Like a family story. Like, is there anything like that there? Does anybody know if Colby brought her the clothing? Does Colby have anything to do with her? Do we know? I would be curious. I wanted the same thing with Chad. Colby said he cut off contact with her. Okay. Chrissy says, I'm sorry, Chrissy. I have Shih Tzus in my whole family. It might be getting one as a service dog. Now I'm scared. Well, I hope we haven't. Don't name it Lori. Okay. Do not name the dog Lori. Okay. Like, we're drawing the line there. And you're going to have to come up with a different. It literally is a Shih Tzu hairstyle. Bless her heart. I mean, it's just, it's a Shih Tzu hairstyle. Oh my god! You just don't name the dog Lori, and you'll be good. Oh yeah, that's right. Summer and Janice. Okay, that's right. Yeah, that they would do that. Kobe and John. Afghan Hound too. Yes, yes. Yeah, no, even without the context, that would be kind of an odd name for him. Pardon me. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start going some. Pardon me. Y'all, I'm sorry to sit here. I have literally pounded so many soft drinks tonight, and it's all coming back up. I'm like, I'm gonna start going over some of these other headlines here because I have a ton to read over. So like I said, I'm gonna do like a little condensed video to put up maybe, I don't know, Monday or something like that, of my thoughts on the Lori thing, so that they're not spread out for the people who, I mean, obviously if you're here watching it, you're here watching it, but for the other channel or whatever. Imagine if I could belch the whole ones out, have whole damn thing of that. Of another inmate shares. Oh my god, I hope so, Patricia. Patricia said I wonder if another inmate shares. You know that side note. Okay, before we get into the other things, somebody at work today showed me this new TV show, and it's giving the same energy that like Love After Lockup did. The show is called From Inmate to Roommate. And it's like something about like inmates getting out who are like going into a roommate situation. It's the first season, so you know that it's like the most authentic that it would be. But it's on A&E, and I don't have the app. I need to figure it out because it's like we don't have cable here, and that's what it's on right now. Look it up. It looks like it's going to be a great, just junk TV kind of a vibe. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do is. Wait, stop screen. There we go. Hello, sorry, it's me. Okay, so let's go down to the other. What are we looking for? We don't want to do that. We want to do that. Go over here. There that. Bye-bye. Okay, so we did that. We're going to this one next, y'all. Because when I saw this, I was like, they're still alive, number one. Number two, they got out of jail. Are you kidding me? Or getting out of jail. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. So please hold and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, this one I did like a tiny, or you know what? I think I did. Maybe I didn't do a video on this one. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see the same thing I did. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is, he kidnapped a school bus of children and buried them alive. This week he was granted parole by Natalie Alund of USA Today. It was published at 11:53 a.m. on the 18th. Okay, so Frederick Woods, y'all will probably remember this. He kidnapped a school bus full of children in 1976 and buried them alive. Y'all, this week at age 70, he was officially granted parole. Terry Thornton of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation confirmed to USA Today. In March, Woods was approved for parole during a hearing at the California Men's Colony, a state prison, after previously being denied 17 times. He had the support of 2 survivors. I believe you have served enough time for the crime you committed, said survivor Larry Park, who supported Wood's release along with Rebecca Reynolds Daly. But Park added, I'm concerned about the addiction you may have about money, urging Woods to consider getting treatment. How do you get addicted to money in prison? I mean, I'm curious. God knows the things he did for it in there. I'm curious to know. Let's keep reading. Woods remained incarcerated Thursday and wherever due to safety and security concerns, Thornton said. CDCR does not disclose a person's release date. He was 24 when he and his when he and 2 others kidnapped 26 children and their bus driver in Northern California. Woods, along with his accomplices, brothers Richard and James, kidnapped the group on July 15th, 76, a town 125 miles southeast of San Francisco. The group took the hostages 100 miles away to Livermore, where they were placed into a moving truck and buried alive. Woods and his brothers demanded $5 million from the State Board of Education. The children, aged 5 to 14, and the bus driver were able to dig their way out after 16 hours. California Governor Gavin Newsom's late father, State Judge William Newsom, reduced all 3 men's life sentences in 1980 so they could have a chance at parole. Richard was released in 2012 after an appeals court, and James was paroled by then Governor Jerry Brown in 2015. I've had empathy for the victims, which I didn't have then, Woods said in March. I've had a character change since then. And so here's some pictures of him. There's some things at the bus. There's the bus. Look at the thing caving in. Can you imagine? Did y'all ever see Orphan? Can you imagine? Because Woods committed the crime when he was young, he falls into a California law that requires parole commissioners to give greater weight to freeing inmates who were convicted in their youth, but now are elderly and have served long prison sentences. The new approval from the parole hearing became final earlier this year, then was sent to Newsom, who had 30 days to review the decision, so on and so forth. Okay, let me come back to y'all real quick. And where'd y'all go? Okay, stop screen. Okay, here's my thing with this. Okay. I'm just like, I mean, and I do remember, I did a little video on this probably years ago, because I mean, obviously it's been a case that's been around for a hot minute. Y'all, he kidnapped here's my other thing. Is anybody else getting what is that movie? Yeah, I've been really like, I forget everything today. What is that movie? Stephen King movie? Is it not the Green Mile, where the guy's going to get paroled out and he tries to kill somebody because he's too afraid to go out into the real world? Or is it the Green Mile? Shawshank Redemption. Anybody else getting Shawshank Redemption vibes off of this? Because I'm just like, come on. I mean, what's he gonna do? Where's he gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I'm just like, come on. I mean, I can't imagine. So that totally caught my eye. So yeah, so he's out. And again, they didn't answer the question about his addiction to money. I want to know where that came from, because clearly these 2 surviving victims are staying in contact with him. They want him to come out, which fine, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they were, affected by it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously that's who's gonna, have a say or whatever. Where did the comment about we are concerned about your addiction to money, because clearly he's doing something in prison that maybe is he addicted to gambling? You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe it was that he did all that that's what spurred that crime. I don't know. I can't keep up with these kids these days. Come on. This one we need to talk about too, because I saw this one and I was like, what in God's name is going on over here, y'all? Please hold while I share. Talk amongst yourselves, please. Talk amongst yourselves. Please hold while I share the screen. Okay, what screen am I want to share? No, I've got to take control. Ooh. Okay. 4th American tourist dies at Sandals Resort in the Bahamas. Well, if there was a reason not to go there, there's a 4th reason. But here's the thing. This is what I'm not... Well, so, okay, here's the whole thing with this. An American tourist in his 70s has died at a Sandals Resort in Bahamas from COVID-related symptoms. 3 months after 3 other tourists from the U.S. were killed by carbon monoxide at the same retreat. Okay, I'm just like, yeah. This is called traveler's insurance. Cancel my tickets. I don't care, okay? No, there's too much crazy stuff going out there in the world these days. A spokesperson for the Royal Bahamas Police Force said a preliminary investigation was underway, although no foul play is suspected. It is believed that the unidentified man had recently tested positive for COVID-19. Subsequently, he self-quarantined, and then I guess he died or something. That's it. That's all it is. What's it? Oh. Super. Well, we'll just jump on right down to the next article, I guess. Super flirtatious Florida teacher hid teenage boy in her home. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Where is it? A female Florida high school teacher hid a 15-year-old student with a crush on her inside her home after she knew that his parents and authorities were looking for him. Authorities say Kelly Simpson, picture left, 31, who teaches English at Charlotte High School, where the teen attends, was arrested on Tuesday and charged with interfering with the custody of a minor. Pardon me. There was a brief standoff with the police at her front door last Friday. After skipping school, the boy, who was identified by the initials DJ, got in an argument with his parents and stole $100 from their home on Manatee Lane in Port Charlotte, according to the affidavit. Okay, this is all sorts of broken. I didn't know we were going all down that rabbit hole. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, the Sandals Resort, I'm not vibing it. So, wait, Dot, and how are you doing, Dot? Supposedly something related to the air conditioning system. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying that, but I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't want to go. I just want to stay here. I'm just like, I'm too scared. We're gonna say this one. Here we go. This is another local one. Now, also, so we're gonna do a local one on the pilot. Also, there was a deputy was killed here this week, sadly enough, and they held the service day at a church across from my work today, and it's just, it's so sad. All the men in blue and women in blue were out there, and all the press and all that were out there. Okay, let me see what we're sharing next. Yeah, here we go. Let me make sure y'all are seeing my thing. Yes. Okay. So this was the pilot who fell out of the airplane here at our that was coming in for a crash landing here at our local airport, RDU. They have a little bit more intel from it. So this is a picture of him, very young man. Pardon me. So Wake County Federal investigators say a co-pilot who jumped from his plane before an emergency landing last month at RDU was visibly upset about an aborted landing at another airport some 20 minutes before. The National Transportation Board today released its preliminary report on the fatal accident that happened on July 29th. Charles Crooks was the co-pilot of the CASA 212-200, which, according to the NTSB, has been on 2 skydiving runs and was about to pick up a third group at the Rayford West Airport. The report says with Crooks flying the plane on approach, the aircraft dropped before the 23-year-old could perform a go-around maneuver. The plane's main right landing gear hit the runway, breaking it off from the aircraft. It then headed to RDU for an emergency landing. Now, here's the thing when it happened. We'll just let that play for a minute. About 20 minutes into the diversion flight, the pilot said Crooks became visibly upset about the hard landing and that he may have gotten sick. The report says Crooks lowered the ramp in the back of the airplane, indicating that he felt like he was going to be sick and needed some air. The pilot said Crooks then got up from his seat, removed his headset, apologized, and departed the airplane via the aft ramp door. The body of Crooks was later found in Fuquay Varina neighborhood, and he was not wearing a parachute. I mean, I think my God, it's just, what do you say to that? You know what I'm saying? I think he just had a moment about it. I think he really got freaked out over it, and maybe he had an extreme panic attack or something. Now I heard somewhere else saying that he was maybe going to see if there was what kind of damage there was, and he fell out. So it sounds like it could be a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was going to throw up, maybe he was sick, and I think I actually pulled up another one. Hold on. So we just watched that one. There's another one about it. This is another article in it that's a little bit same, but a little bit different, but it gives a little bit more context. So let's just review this one real quick. Because again, I don't feel like we have 100% of everything, but nonetheless, I think it's coming more into play. And I just think that a bunch of stuff was probably going on. And, let's be honest. Okay. At this point in time, here's my thing. When I was on the plane the other day, now granted, this is just me being on a passenger plane and flying. The fact that I've gotten, God willing, I've made it into my 40s, right? There's still a lot of life left I want to live, but there's also a lot of stuff that I've been fortunate enough to been able to experience and do. So that if my time was going to come, I could definitely be like, you know what, I've had some really good experiences. I don't feel like, oh my God, I've missed out on so much. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, if I was 23 years old and it was I was looking for death in the face, possibly the landing gear, I think I would immediately start freaking out. Whereas right now, if I was on the plane, coming in from Gainesville the other day, I'd be like, well, as long as we pass out before we hit the ground, I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I hate to sound like that, but I'm just kind of as long as I'm not aware that we're falling out of the sky, if it's our time, it's our time, okay? But for him, he's got so much, he was a young man. He's just, I don't want to say he's a kid, but to me, an early 20s is, a kid. Wait, did I go mute? Can everybody hear me? Drop a 1 if you can hear me. CLH, I'm not sure if it's just you or everybody else. If it's just you or everybody else, yeah, just if everybody can still hear me or not. I have a tendency to put things on mute. It's low. It's low, 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 low. Shoo-ba-doo, doo. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it closer to my mouth. Maybe that will help. Okay, so here we go. Let's read the other article on it. Let me make sure you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, there we go. Co-pilot who jumped from the plane was upset about the hard landing. Okay, so he jumped. A co-pilot who jumped to his death from a small airplane in North Carolina was upset over damaging the craft's landing gear during a failed runaway approach, according to the preliminary report released. The plane's pilot in command told federal investigators that his co-pilot became visibly upset about the hard landing in the minutes after they diverted to another airport for an emergency landing. The report stated the co-pilot opened his side cockpit. Hold on. The co-pilot opened his side cockpit window and may have gotten sick, the report stated. He then lowered the ramp in the back of the airplane, indicating that he felt like he was going to be sick and needed air. The report said the co-pilot got up from his seat, removed his headset, and apologized and departed the airplane via the aft ramp door. The incident occurred. They didn't find its reports. The two pilots. Yeah, the hard landing. Quick was flying approach from the drop. Both pilots called for a go around. Yep, the pilot assumed the flight. I'm just seeing if there's anything new in this one, and there's not. So I mean, this again, there's something else missing. The fact that they're saying he departed the plane, and yeah, Allie says apologize, and that's the thing that's striking me as weird too. That word. The apologized. I'm like, did he cause the thing? Like, was it him doing it and he messed it up, and so he freaked out and was like, oh my God, like I messed up, I did this, like I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. Like, did he think we're gonna die? And so he's like, I'm just gonna be in control of that, you know what I'm saying? Or like, oh my God, I messed up, my license is gonna be taken away from me, my life's over, there's still something there. Yeah, but it's sounding more and more like, I mean, did he just like walk out the back ramp or something? I mean, my God, I can't. That's my thing. When you're that close to the ground, that's what freaks me out. When you take off in the airplane, yeah, Allie says maybe that would have been his last strike and he loses his job. See, that's what I'm thinking. And then, yeah, Rockstar India says maybe he was in a fragile mental state. I mean, those are all the things that are going through my mind. Maybe he had a lot of stuff going on, and that was like, it was the, pushed him over the edge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So poor guy. I just can't imagine. So much life ahead of him, right? It's so sad. Um, so I just okay. And so yeah, great. It was just the landing gear, small plane. I mean, that's my thing. So here's my thing too. Like, okay, so whenever I do, like when I flew the other day, um, when the plane takes off and you can still like see, like you're high up enough to where if you crashed, it would be horrible, but you're aware of like the ground, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're like way above the clouds, it's not real anymore, right? It's just like you're way up there, but like the ground is not real to you. But if you're like at skyscraper height level, you can still see cars moving around. It's like, whoa, that really hurt if I fell from here. You know what I'm saying? Like I might not pass out and splat all over the place or something. Like that kind of a vibe. Like that scares me more. So for him to like put that down at that height, I'm like, that would freak me out. Like the noise, being able to see the trees and like all that kind of stuff, that would freak me out to just like go whatever he was doing. I don't want to sit here and say he jumped out if he didn't jump out, but you know what I mean? Um, so pardon me. Okay. We're gonna go to the next thing here. This one infuriated me. This one will get your blood pressure going. Get your lisinopril out. You're gonna need another dose of Wait, is lisinopril the blood pressure one I take? Aldafine. I can't remember the name of it. It's one of those. Hold on for a second. Let me get this out here. Share screen. Share. Okay. You're seeing the same thing as me? Yes. Okay, so you see what it mom charged with murder for leaving baby 6-month-old to die in hot car. But this is not all. Mom charged with murder. We just read that. A Louisiana mother has been charged with murder after she left her baby to die in a hot car. 3 years after doing the same to her other daughter, who survived and was taken away by social services. Ivy Lynn Lee, 22, of Lake Charles, left 6-month-old daughter, Risa, I hope I'm saying her name right, in a hot car for 5 hours on Sunday while she was at work. The mom of 2 had flagged down an officer who she told her daughter was not breathing. Oh my God, y'all. What is this? What is that? I cannot. What is this right here? So that's just what we're going to talk about this one right here. But I mean, and this is, y'all, we already know. We see these, we watch this on the True Crime World. We see this. I mean, these cases like this, of the services getting involved and all this type of stuff, I'm like, time and time again. Oh my God. Okay. Wait, where I did this one. Hold on. Where'd y'all go? Here you are. Okay. Now we're going on to this next one that I just saw. DA to seek death penalty for Las Vegas man after 4-year-old boy found dead in freezer. I mean, what is coming? Oh yeah, he looks like a real winner. I mean, my God. If there weren't signs of the damn end times around every corner these days. Okay. Prosecutors will seek the death penalty against the Las Vegas man of killing his girlfriend's 4-year-old son and then hiding his body in the garage freezer, all while keeping his girlfriend chained up at home. Brandon Tosin was arrested in late February after Dacia Maldonado snuck a note to her daughter's teacher claiming she was being held hostage and that she hadn't seen her son, 4-year-old Mason, since December. This is horrible. Police found Mason's body stuffed into a trash bag and hidden under a false cardboard bottom and multiple food items in the freezer, which was surrounded by odor absorption bags, fans, and an air filtration unit, according to the arrest affidavit. Hold on. His cause of death was ruled blunt force trauma last month. Tosin has pleaded not guilty to murder, first-degree kidnapping, and child abuse, neglect, or endangerment. Madonna pleaded. Oh, there he is. Oh my God. She told police in February she hadn't seen Mason since December 11th when she told Tosin that Mason was sick. Instead of getting help, Tosin took Mason into the master bedroom and barricaded the door, according to the arrest affidavit previously obtained by the Daily News. Days later, Tosin told Maldonado he could not show Mason's body because his freedom would be taken away, according to police, and told her that he had found the boy unresponsive and covered in vomit on the bed. He tried to resuscitate him, but was unable to do so. Maldonado also claimed that Tosin held her hostage in the house, only letting her out with him when he would handcuff her in the car. She has filed a wrongful death suit against him. My God. I mean, come on, people. Oh. Yeah, Dee said mother story sketchy as a I have questions about the mother story. I need some we need to vet the story out a little bit here. Because there's some things that I'm like, yeah. But I thought this was recent. So I would be curious if there's something. Well, hell, let's see here. We might as well look. Hold on. We're already invested. Please hold. Okay, hold on. Let me look up Brandon. Let's see. Let's just do her name real quick. And let's see if. Okay, so she sues March, April. Okay, mother of slain child tells grand jury she was held captive for months. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm going to share this with y'all. Please hold. Where'd y'all go? You're over here. Okay. Okay, where y'all? You're here. I'm sharing. And we're Chrome tabbing. Mother of slain and share.
A young mom tells a grand jury the harrowing account of being
Can y'all
held
hear
captive
it?
by her
Drop a 1
ex-boyfriend
if you can
and
hear it.
forbidden from seeing her 4-year-old son, who was later found dead. Review Journal's Jen Ah has the newly released court records. Jen?
Renee, what you're about to hear is pretty horrific from the mother. He told me that he can cut me up into 1,000,000 pieces and they'd never find me. You're looking at Post-it notes that 28-year-old Dacia Maldonado instructed her daughter to take to school. Maldonado told the grand jury her ex-boyfriend, 35-year-old Brandon Toslin, abused her 4-year-old son and held her captive for 2 months after he disappeared in December. It was these notes that alerted authorities to Toslin and freed her from his grasp. Police found little Mason Dominguez's body inside a freezer at Toslin's home in Las Vegas.
So what we have is a really troubling account of domestic violence and, kind of an explanation as to how this child could go missing and then be put in a freezer for a period of months and no one ever called the authorities.
Maldonado says she was barricaded in a bedroom, and when she got to leave the house, she was handcuffed to their car. Toslin has been indicted for murder, kidnapping, and child abuse. His attorney did not respond to request for comment. Renee?
Okay, hold on. Let me go turn this off real quick. Well, interesting. Remember the case? I cannot think of the name of it right now, but Netflix did a thing on it. It's a little boy. God, it's going to drive me crazy. And then both of his parents like tortured him. But it's like he had a brother that they didn't do anything to. And this boy, God, do y'all know what I'm talking about? It was a Netflix documentary. I mean, it was like troubling, right? After the Papini case, wherever she gone, I don't put nothing by her. Yeah, I mean, Rockstar India for sure. You know what I'm talking about, Allie? That one. It was bad. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. So, let's see here. Okay, so that was a journey we just went on. Okay, this one I want to, and again, some of these I just save, and my friend Derek sends them to me too, and I don't read them until we come do this so that we can read them together. To share in the love, Okay, so sharing is caring. Okay, Chrome tab, where are you? Share. Okay, let me see. Make sure you're seeing the same thing I am. Yes, you are. All right. Death row inmate suffers longest execution in U.S. history after botched lethal injection. Okay, see, this is, and we'll talk about this afterwards, because I often sit here and think, like, what kind of a lethal injection would I go for? Or lethal, or, what do you call this? Execution would I go for? Okay, we'll talk about it after we go through this. So a private autopsy carried out by human rights organization Reprieve US found that the injection had begun long before witnesses were allowed to observe the execution at 9 p.m. According to The Atlantic. The execution had been scheduled to start at 6 p.m., but he was not pronounced dead until 9:30. Reporter Elizabeth Brunig said her first impression upon witnessing the body was that James's hands and wrists had been burst by needles, in every place one can bend or flex. She also claimed that the carnage farther up one arm told a radically different tale than the narrative offered by Alabama Department of Corrections. Death row inmate. So Joe Nathan James has been on death row for 25 years for murdering ex-partner Faith Hill in 1994. He shot dead his ex-girlfriend after breaking down the door of her friend's apartment and attacking her. He then went on the run. Her family previously said they hoped the state wouldn't take a life simply because the life was taken, and claimed they had forgiven him for his atrocities. However, their request was later rejected by Alabama Governor Kay Ivey. The execution followed 25 years of appeals from James's legal before eventually being rejected by the U.S. Supreme Court. Needle marks covered every inch of his arms, and his skin turned purple due to the IV catheters inserted above both of his knuckles. This was no ordinary execution. Something terrible had been done to James while he was strapped to a gurney behind closed doors without so much as a lawyer present to protest his treatment or an advocate to observe it. And the state had lied about it, Bruneck wrote. Following the autopsy, the DOC later admitted it could not confirm whether or not James had been fully conscious throughout the procedure and refused to confirm whether he was sedated during his execution. Observers noted James was completely silent during the 3-hour procedure and refused to open his eyes, utter any last words, or give a final statement to the warden at any point during the execution. My God. Is that it? Robert Dunning executed the death penalty in the moments before the lethal injection was administered. If the department does not know whether a prisoner is conscious or unconscious at the time of the execution, then they are incompetent to carry an execution out. If the department does know but will not say, then they cannot be trusted. It is precisely, this kind of verbal gymnastics and refusal to be forthcoming that undermines public confidence in the trustworthiness of the states to carry out the death penalty. If the prisoner is unconscious and has not been sedated, there was either a medical issue or some very questionable conduct by the state in rendering the prisoner unconscious. Okay, so that was it. Let's stop screen. And where are we at over here? Let me find y'all. Okay, so here's my thing. So I often have sat here and thought, like, okay, if I was going to have to pick my own execution, now before I used to think, oh, you know what? I would do the lethal injection. Not anymore. Not after stuff like that. Then I was like, the electric chair is too scary to me. Because, like, imagine, like, you know how bad it hurts when you, like, get the thing, like, say the static electricity when you touch your computer screen or metal or whatever. And you know what I mean? Like that. So I'm like, my God, what would it feel like to be in a chair? And then the firing squad, I'm like, what if they kind of miss a little bit? And you're like, there's no way of any way that I have come to a conclusion that I think I would be okay with being like, just do it. Maybe beheading, but that's, if it was like the guillotine, maybe, but we're not going to do that here, right? I don't know. Oh, feeding it. I've missed you. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm talking about how I would choose to be executed. Nothing's changed here at the sofa. I hope you've been doing well. I don't know if it's that person or not. The guillotine, and I often wonder this. If you were in a guillotine, or however you say that word, I saw something on this. Do you have awareness for a few seconds after your head gets chopped off? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there awareness? Are you like a chicken with its head cut off? Like, for a few seconds, are you like, oh my God, my head just got cut off? You know what I mean? Like, oh, wait, I forgot about the gas chamber. 100% the gas chamber. You see, Emily says she got hit with a 220 at work. Dot says, my luck, the blade would be dull. See, that's what I'm thinking for me, Dot. They would be like, oh, well, we don't have the little sharpeners out. We'll just give it a few whacks. It'll get him eventually. Yeah. And that's where I'm like, I can't. Because then I would be fully aware, like, please just drop it. Drop it. Tina says, I don't know. I've never tried the guillotine. I tried it one time. The gas chamber is painful. See, I just think, I don't know. Gabriel, honey, okay, y'all, somebody give Gail something. Thank you. There we go. She wants something. I don't know what she wants, but God knows. Give her a round of applause right there. Have y'all ever seen Faces of Death? And do y'all know? Okay, so first of all, if you haven't seen it, I mean, would I suggest it at this point? Probably not. But the first time I saw it was when I was a kid, so I legit thought all that stuff was real. And really, I didn't know to question like the validity of some of the stuff on there. Only until recently when I was like watching like documentaries on films where I was like, yeah, half of that stuff was like completely made up. And they were showing stuff where I was like, yeah, I guess I never, being a kid, I didn't think about this. Like, how would they know to have a camera here? Or like the alligator scene where it's like you never see the thing happen or whatever. I know, the poor monkey. That part traumatized me. Traumatized me, okay? I cannot with the monkey scene. I cannot with that. I would just, if I lived there, I would have so many as pets because I would make it my mission. Every Friday night, I'd be like, we're going out to eat. We're all ordering monkey brains, whatever the hell it was they were going to eat, and we're rescuing the damn monkeys. Oh my God, they kill the poor little thing. I just kind of, but yeah, the alligator scene really rocked my world too, but apparently it wasn't real. And then there's other stuff. The bear scene with the wife recording it. I mean, I can't with that. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else up here? No. Oh wait, one thing. Okay, wait, hold on. Please hold. Please hold. We got another thing up here. I saved this one for last because I was like, my God, I just can't with this anymore. But I was curious to read it, so y'all are gonna suffer through it with me. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Y'all are gonna roll your eyes when you see it too. I already know. Hold on, let me see. Okay, yep, there you go. Y'all are seeing the same thing. Amber Heard hires lawyers from New York Times versus Sarah Palin case for appeal against Depp. So she apparently has gotten rid of her attorney. An entirely predictable development. She has reportedly exchanged the legal team who represented her in the multi-million-dollar defamation trial against her ex, Johnny Depp, in favor of new counsel with some rather impressive credentials. This week, a spokesperson for the actress announced that she's enlisted David L. Axelrod and J. Ward Brown of Ballard Spahr to take the helm. They represented the New York Times in a libel lawsuit filed by none other than former Alaska governor and current congressional candidate Sarah Palin. They welcome the opportunity to represent Ms. Heard in this appeal, as it is a case with important First Amendment implications for every American. We're confident the appellate court will apply the law properly without deference to popularity, reverse the judgment against Ms. Heard, and reaffirm the fundamental principles of freedom of speech. Okay, now here's what we're talking about, what we're going to do. I don't know what that was. So she's fired them. She's gotten new attorneys. She said, I just can't. We'll see. I mean, it's just, I know, right? And that's what surprised. I mean, she literally, when I typed in, because I saw some stuff popping up of like, she fired this and she does this, and some things will catch my like attention about it. So I was like, oh, she's doing an appeal. Oh, she fired her people. And so when I type in her name and like hit news in Google, the stuff that comes up, I'm like, this, how, and thank you, Amanda. I have the same damn question. Where is she getting the money for this? Does she have any movie roles coming up? I mean, that's my thing. I'm like, what is this? She has to have another sugar daddy. Has to. I mean, at this point, it's just, there's no way. I do not see how it's not possible if she does not. Okay. It's just, it's insane. Elon Musk, yeah, probably. Oh, excuse me. Andrew. I did not see that. Gene says, Paul, did you see a Texas man was finally executed after 30 damn years? He was 80-something years old. I'd be begging for the damn chair at that point, too. Can you imagine? Worst thing they could have done to me at that point is parole my ass. I mean, yeah, I think she might be pulling a Lindsay Lohan at this point. She's going to have to take that career path. Elon's child support. I mean, that would be curious to know. That's such a contorted situation. The whole thing is just, my God. Now, I saw this too. Did I save it? No, I didn't. Okay, so it was this interview. It was a TikTok, number one. Number two, oh, wait, hold on. I had an inmate on my caseload whose death sentence got commuted to a life sentence, and he was so mad because he wanted to die and not have to live out his life in prison. That would be me. That would be me. I would try and I would ask for, I would be like, give me the death penalty. Give me that. I would be doing an Israel case. I'd be like, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Because I mean, what I mean, like, why would you? Okay, so side note. I saw this TikTok and it was like an older interview with Anne Hesh in it. And they were basically like, why did you break up with Ellen? Pardon me? Yeah, y'all know Ellen got major bat. She got exposed for not being a nice person, all this. And Anne basically was like, because she's a phony, she's not a nice person. This was years ago. And I mean, I was just like, whoa, she was trying to tell everybody. Like, Anne had the tea on this. Like, she's not who she says she is. So really makes you wonder, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I want to get on the sofa, and I mean, I don't know what the people upstairs are doing, but I mean, they must be doing jumping jacks or something. But I'm gonna get on the sofa and I am going to relax and watch some TV and maybe try and watch that A&E show, or try and finish watching I Just Killed My Dad. If you haven't, um, oh, I don't remember that feeding it. There's a lot of crazy stuff there. If you haven't watched I Just Killed My Dad on Netflix, it's good. I keep falling asleep during it, not because of it, but just because when I watch it, like right now, I'll probably go try and watch it and fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So, anyways, thank you, Emily, for holding down the fort. Thank you, everybody, for joining and chatting. Thank you for super chats. Thank you for conversation. Thank you for the laughs. I so needed my Sofa Squad time. It's been a rough, long week. And let me tell y'all what, it's not over yet. That's firing right back up for the weekend with work and stuff. So I was like, oh my God, I wanted to come in here and talk about this stuff. Like I said, be on the lookout next week for Diane Downs video, a couple other little things coming out. And that's it. I really appreciate y'all. I love you, Sofa Squad. Y'all stay tuned and we'll gather around this damn sofa again soon.